Deputy Daly, a tight 4 minutes, Deputy.
Thanks, Chair. I too would like to put on record my solidarity with the French people for the appalling slaughter that occurred on the streets of Paris on Friday night at a time which should have been the most happiest and relaxing of times for innocent citizens who had nothing got to do with the conflict that led to their deaths. I've listened today and in the media to points of sympathy and solidarity from all sides of the House, and I believe those expressions to be well-meaning and to be utterly sincere. But you know what? I have to say as well that it's just not good enough. And the people of France and the people of Beirut and the people of Iraq and the people of Yemen deserve more than kind words. We need to get to grips and get to solutions about what is going on in this world. Now, on Friday night, Deputy Wallace tweeted his horror at what was happening in France, but also connecting it to French military action, one of the biggest superpowers on the world. And we got condemned for asking why. On no time, neither now nor then, would we ever justify the barbaric, monstrous conduct of ISIS. But we have a right to ask why, and we do ask why on a regular basis. And the reason for that is that everybody knows that ISIS exists in the areas that were subjected to Western bombardment. Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya, Yemen. These are the places where ISIS lives. Everybody knows it is the Saudi, Gulf princes, the UAE and Qatar who are funding these monsters. And yet Minister Bruton had no problem in here last week when Deputy Wallace questioned him in our country doing business with the Saudis, giving them money which undoubtedly will be used to fund or arm ISIS. Can you not see the hypocrisy in that? Can you not see the hypocrisy in the fact that Shannon Airport, probably today, was used to transit munitions or troops to the Middle East? That last year 2 flights overflew with munitions and explosives to Saudi Arabia. How do we know that they didn't end up in the hands of ISIS? We do know that weaponry belonging to the West in Iraq ended up in the hands of ISIS. So why not some of the weaponry that transited over Ireland to Afghanistan? How do we know that that didn't? We don't, because we don't search and we don't ask, but we do allow ourselves to be willing allies of that process. So when the Taoiseach gets up and responds earlier and says that our response has to be increased security, increased vigilance, but doesn't open his mouth about our complicity in the horror that's unfolding, I actually think that that's not good enough. I don't think it's good enough for the families who are grieving in France. I don't think it's good enough for Irish citizens who are rightly worried about what is going on in this world. People are struggling to make sense of the nightmare because it doesn't make sense. Because if you look at the papers and the stock exchange, there are winners out of this. America, on the one hand, condemns what's going on and signs off a multi-billion contract with the Saudis for arms. The US defence firm share prices are skyrocketing today, and the defence industry in Britain is getting an extra $2 billion for its coffers. Money is dictating. We need to do things differently if we're going to get a solution, and Ireland has a pivotal role, could have, in this as a country if we were truly neutral with our peacekeeping history. And I really think that it's about time we started playing our role on the world stage in that way.
Thank you.